let's talk about, hold on, where are we at here? Oh, you've mentioned somebody to me, and I need to find out more about it. You said, well, I'll research the thing and I'll tell you when we talk on the experience. Who is Raygun, and why did Raygun become a thing that was being talked about?
Well, I didn't really follow the Olympics or watch too much of it. I don't know if you did, but apparently this was the year they introduced breakdancing into the Olympics. Did you know that?
Okay. I heard this. You said, well, in the breakdancing competition in the Olympics. I said, what? How the can you get to the? Isn't the Olympics supposed to be the most prestigious gathering of sporting events and athletes and pure athletic competition, the thrill of victory and the agony of the fucking feat that happens around the world every 4 years, like the pinnacle, the ultimate, the Matterhorn, whatever. And how is breakdancing a fucking sport in the Olympics? How is it a sport?
I guess the same way gymnastics is, I guess, in terms of scoring. I don't know. What do you think of when Jericho says it often, or at least I've seen some things recently, he said it. The people who think wrestling should be in the Olympic, pro wrestling. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, if breakdancing is, then I'm softening up. To me, it's always been, no, you can't have professional. For one thing, you couldn't have professional wrestling in the Olympics as well as amateur wrestling in the old days, because then people that were doing the reporting and or the announcing on a legitimate network of legitimate sporting activities would have called it fake as a fucking football bat. And that would have killed the business back then. So the idea was that the Olympic wrestlers then translate or, open up their styles when they turn pro to the more liberal professional blah, blah, blah.
The paying kind of wrestling.
Yes, there you go.
Because there's nowhere to go in amateur wrestling. If you get to the Olympics, that's the end. There's nowhere to really make money unless you're going to be a coach who gets somehow magical mystery dollars.
Yes. But I mean, the way that they were sold, the difference between amateur and professional by the promoters, so as not to say, yeah, our shit's the phony stuff. They would say, well, the rules are more relaxed. They can do more things. They've got to fight fire with fire, whatever the fuck, right? That was the cover story. But so if you had both of the styles side by side, it would have tended to fucking be a clash of styles, right? But now, if you're going to have breakdancing, which is a performance, and so is gymnastics, as you said, but in that case, you are judging someone doing the same basic thing by their precision and whether they do it better than the other person. There's still legitimate competition. It's up to the judges and the eye of the beholder. Yes, it's not like we beat them in basketball 66-58. But then if you're going into breakdancing, which what the fuck is that even? Is there any definition of it's not like the uneven parallel bars or just the floor exercise where you're doing these amazing athletic feats of triple Lindy's in the air and all that shit. You're just spinning around on a fucking floor, give or take.
Dancing. That's the main thing is dancing. Should that be an Olympic sport?
How dancing is that? Well, and that's, there's very little actual dancing in breakdancing, isn't there? From what I've seen back when it was cool 30 years ago, or is this still a thing that people do?
Well, there's still some B-boys out there on the street rocking the corner, spinning around. They go on their head and they spin around. And
they go on their head and they spin really around.
Rally up the people and they,
Well, anyway, then you would have to judge a pro wrestling match on their performance then. And you'd be out there, like American Idol, giving fucking points for the precision of their backdrop, which then takes the entire meaning of the business of did it sell any tickets? Are the people that are doing these things incredibly popular? It takes that out of the equation, because how can you quantify that in a set environment? As part of the Olympics already draws, right? But you can't have, okay, we're going to have this match in the fucking stadium buy tickets just for that one, or this one's tomorrow and who outdraws who. No, then you're just doing gymnastics performances in a wrestling ring and then you're AEW.
Well, they had breakdancing in the Olympics this year, and apparently part of Team Australia was a performer named Raygun. Her name was Rachel something, but it's shortened to Raygun. She was in her mid-30s, I believe, so not not a young breakdancer, maybe someone actually breakdancing, I was like a kid when that was happening, so she's younger than me.
No, but besides that, I mean, except for, do they still do rifle shooting or whatever in the Olympics? An Olympic athlete is usually not in their 30s in any of the sports that they've had for however long.
Well, apparently her performance left a lot to be desired from what I have read and from photos I have seen and brief clips I have been able to briefly see.
Briefly see.
It appears that her performance was somewhat not ready for Olympic prime time. And including the kangaroo
now,
hop,
wait a minute.
including a kangaroo hop at one point.
What now, is the bar set so high for breakdancing in the Olympics that she just shit to bed? Or was it just like, wait a minute, is this like, what's the guy's name that, oh shit. The fucking guy that, that impersonates, it impersonates the fucking guy that does the thing in movies.
Yeah. I mean, it could be him. I mean, it very likely could be him.
The guy in the movie that winds people up and he pretends to be people he's not. Who is
what the fuck are you talking about?
Is he an Arab? He did an Arab thing.
Who? Oh, Borat. You're talking about Sacha Baron Cohen.
There you go. Was this one of those deals where they just...
No, this was not one of those deals. And apparently the reason I had so much trouble seeing it, I did not watch the live coverage of the breakdancing in the Olympics. I heard about it after the fact. She was so ridiculed for what people thought was a not up to snuff performance that NBC has wiped the performance from the Peacock version of the Olympics.
No.
You can't find it on YouTube. You can't just find a video of her doing her 90 seconds. I don't know how long it would have been. It's impossible to find because she got, according to her and everything, and I have no reason to doubt it, she got so badly harassed because people reacted to her performance that she had to put up a video, like, you know, basically putting her heart out there and asking people to stop. And they scrubbed the performance from the Olympics. So
they didn't scrub Hitler from the 36 Olympics. They didn't. How can you scrub someone from the Olympics? The fuck? It's a worldwide stage, good, bad, or indifferent. Right? But so please just erase my shit. What? How is that even possible that it happens?
I'm looking at some of the headlines in different newspapers. The BBC has Raygun Olympics, how viral breaker made it to Paris and divided the world. We have from the Austin American Statesman, the San Antonio Zoo kangaroos honor Australian Olympian Raygun's breakdancing. From the Washington Post, more serious, from 2 days ago, viral Olympic B-girl Raygun says that the hate has been devastating. And there's more headlines about this.
But wouldn't it be... Didn't she go about this the wrong way? Shouldn't she have taken advantage of this? And yes, show it everywhere. And then my price to go on a talk show is X thousands of dollars. And
yeah, see, that's the thing.
You can bring me in for a signing at X thousands of dollars.
I will do this for you and whoever you pay to be in the room. You know.
Yes, I'll do that. Well, now wait a minute. Now we're not talking apartment house wrestling here, for fuck's sake.
No,
but she'll do.
Apartment house breaking is what I'm talking about.
You know, I can get once you get 5 or 6 people in the room, Brian, that gets expensive. I'm telling you, one night in Chicago, it costs, well, nevertheless. The point is, yes, go out and make a fortune on this. I'll come and do the routine on a Tonight Show. Oh my God.
Like, look at Hawk Tua girl. Whatever we want to say, she's still somehow out there. She just threw out the opening pitch at the Met game. Like
I bet she's made more money in the last 2 months than she's made in her life.
She made more money than the guy that interviewed her. That guy's like, what the fuck? I thought this was my ticket. Meanwhile, her and her friend from that video were the ones, she threw out the opening pitch to her friend. And she has an agent. And she's getting gigs. I mean, that's what Raygun should have done. She should have embraced it and, oh, look at her. She looks kind of like Thunder Rosa. Look at this woman. All right.
Well, so where do we see this routine?
But then here's like
now, do we have to go to the black market? Do we have to go down in an alleyway somewhere and get it from under somebody's raincoat?
And here's a headline: Raygun's terrible Olympic breakdancing bordered on the disrespectful.
What's it? Okay, but now here's the thing. Did she fuck up what she was trying to do, or did she do what she was trying to do, but she shouldn't have done it?
She may not have been at the Olympic level of breakdancing that the Americans are accustomed to.
Okay, well then, or anybody else in the world, apparently. But the point is, then, what country was she from?
Australia.
Australia, okay, and they speak English in Australia. I've heard some of them. It's a form of English. People were communicating to her, yes, you need to go to the Olympics and do this. Whoever did it. They don't just wander in, hey, I'm from Australia, I'll be on this team. There's a goddamn National Olympic Committee, and people are responsible for these teams and their travel and somehow you get to the competition by winning other competitions. So multiple people had to look at whatever the fuck it was she was doing and bless it and say, oh yeah, you need to go to the fucking Olympics. So I think we need to haul them all into court. Just a scorched earth policy. Subpoena every one of them, haul them all into court. And find out why that they all thought that they should give the green light, the go ahead, the A-OK to Raygun there to go and kangaroo hop her way around the fucking Olympics.
The other question, I guess, is a bigger question. If you're someone who goes into the public space like that, a live performance to be broadcast worldwide, and it doesn't go the way you wanted it to, and the reaction to it is what in devoid, like you could not think about the person actually doing it, is the probably natural reaction to seeing something that doesn't feel right. Should you have to like suck it up to a certain point and deal with it? Just because, you can't go to the talent show and then erase what happened. It's
Would you? Well, as someone who has done a variety of live television, yeah, if you're going to do something or in live events, live shows, if you're going to do anything in front of people, not just be part of the crowd, but actually be part of the show or part of the sport or part of the whatever, if you're going to come to terms with that, you're going to do something in front of a lot of fucking people, whether live or on television, and then you shit the bed and fall back in it, then you've got to accept the fact that people are going to fucking laugh at you or get on your shit about it. I mean, that's just whatever the fuck. Anybody that fucks up or slips or falls down or whatever in public when the focus or attention is on them. Now, in the old days, back before videotape and the internet and all this other stuff, you could just go home and just fucking stay in a house for a couple months. And nobody could ever watch it again unless they put it out on commercial. Well, there was no home video. People wouldn't see it again unless they did a network documentary on you fucking up. It was so goddamn spectacular, right? So that you could get over it. But now people can replay you tripping and falling and sliding under the ring or whatever the fuck you do 24 hours a day. So it's harder to go home and just stay home for a while and get over it. But that's the risk you take.
Did you ever try to break dance?
Are you out of your mind?
Did you ever watch the lockers on Soul Train and go, I'd like to, quietly try that away from anyone?
No. I watched Soul Train and I said, well, that they're just dancing all their asses off there. But I never for 1 second contemplated that I should do any of the things that they were doing because it would have looked ridiculous.
It could have opened up your world.
I could have gone to the Olympics.
Really, eventually, you know what? Maybe at your age, you could have still done it if Raygun could do it. Apparently, while watching the Raygun performance, Tony Basil cut out her eyes. Waiting for some confirmation on that, but if anyone has the video of it,
fine.
If anyone has the video of it, please send it because I'd like to see it, and I'm sure Jim would at this point.
Well, yeah, you can't. I mean, Jesus Christ, Pamela Anderson was, fucking tooting on the fucking meat whistle all over the goddamn internet for 10 years after that tape came out, and you mean to tell me that they do one shitty fucking routine in the Olympics and it's not even on Twitter? They can't find it? How the fuck is that even possible?
Well, in the 90s, Tommy Lee's penis had good coverage.
Well, from what I understood, it blocked out a lot of the sun. Talk about coverage, but put your eye out with something like that.
All right, well, that was the Olympic update, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that it means. It means your phone is ringing. Are you aware of that?
My phone is ringing. I'm aware that it's not ringing.
They got a thing these days where you can just, instead of going ring, 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 you can actually have musical tones and things on your phone as the ring. Did you know that? Have you heard about that? It's a brand new development.
Ringtones? That is not a new development. That is a rather old development. I can't even speak. That is an old development, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I just heard about it. Because I was actually talking to one of the fine members of the cult of Cornette who came to my house to deliver a package, and he also was telling me that he had the Mint Mobile $15 a month plan that we've been talking about, and he made one of our podcast clips his ringtone so that we announce his phone calls, he hears our voices. Or I think my voice, but I was trying to include you because I didn't want you to feel left out.
I charge.
But that's the kind of thing you can do these days for $15 a month. And plus, however, I think he said he had to take his phone to a guy in a public park. He was sitting on a bench, and the guy
not advised. No,
loaded the clip onto his phone for him.
No, let's not. No.
And they met under the old oak tree. But otherwise, the phone plan's only $15 though from Mint Mobile.
Avoid the old park.
Well, you only have to go there to get the clip on the phone for the phone ring. See, you can do it in your own home if you just want the Mint Mobile phone plan. Well, you know that, Brian. You shot down my big reveal last week, or on the Drive-Thru, that Mint Mobile was branching out into another company called Mobile Mint, where they had a truck that would come around to your neighborhood and mint you coins for 50 cents on the dollar.
Once again, we agreed that this is something you concocted. That is something they do not do. There's no involvement between Mint Mobile and the Mobile Mint or Mobile
Well, there's
Mint,
there's been no official announcement, so I'm sorry I jumped the gun. But right now, the Mint Mobile phone plan, it's saving people money where they don't even have to print it or mint it for you. They can just save it for you, so you never have to pull it out of your pocket to begin with. If you save all the money between the $15 a month phone plan that Mint Mobile offers you and the high-priced phone plan that the other people offer you, and you keep it in your pocket, at the end of the year, you're going to need to fucking wash your pants because you got a lot of dirty money stuck in there. How often do you wash your pants, Brian?
My blue jeans, never.
Well, see, then right now you've got a lot of fucking Mint Mobile money stuck in your pocket. So you need to start digging in there.
Again, I don't know if this is exactly how it works. What we can agree on is you can get a good deal with Mint Mobile. It is a fine deal, $15 a month, and you get all the data, all the phone. You could just phone yourself nonstop. Jim, more about this, the positive features of Mint Mobile.
Can you call yourself?
Of course I can.
Well, how do you do it? Because, see, here's the thing.
I'll do it right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can call myself.
Because when I call my own number, it's just a busy signal because I'm using my number to call my number. But then I saw on my caller ID one time that my own number was calling me. And I figured it was somebody playing a prank on me, unless I was calling myself from the future, in which case I was too scared to answer. But folks, if you don't want somebody to call you from the future, but you definitely want to save money in the present, that's what you need to do with Mint Mobile, the high-speed data, the unlimited talk. You can talk all day long on this thing if you can find somebody to listen to you. And you can text them too. Whether they text you back or not is up to them. And all you got to do is go to mintmobile.com/JCE to get this new customer offer. Now, you can't double dip. If you're already with Mint Mobile, you know they're saving you a bunch of money. But you get the 3-month premium wireless plan for $15 a month, which is a total of $45, if I'm doing my mathematics correctly. Did you find
Hello,
what you were looking for?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm on the phone.
But how did you?
Myself.
No,
I
God
left
damn it.
I left the show. I left the show and I answered the phone. You're on the show by yourself. I'm on the phone.
But how the fuck did you call yourself on your own phone?
I can't. I mean, I don't want to, really blow your mind or anything, but I did it. The point is, I did it, and you could do lots of fantastic things too with Mint Mobile. Our fine friends at Mint Mobile. Tell them about those fine things, Jim.
Mintmobile.com/JCE, 3-month premium wireless plan, $15 a month, total of $45. That's good math right there. And you can cut your wireless bill to mere pennies. And by the way, Brian, your audio, it sounds like shit.
Oh, what? Come on. How does this sound?
That sounds even shittier than it usually does, because it sounds like you're piping through Cape Canaveral via the moon.
I got to get Mint Mobile. That's my problem.
Well, see, I thought you already had the Mint Mobile. It ran off on you, didn't it?
I'm hanging up. I'm going back to the show. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. Well, folks, while we're waiting on Brian, I'd just like to let you know that he's a no-good, gum-bumping sack of snake feces.
Hey,
that
I'm
you
back.
shouldn't trust. Oh, hey, I was just telling him how great you are, Brian.
Well, that's right. And speaking of trust, you can always trust Mint Mobile. Tell them about it. You no good snake feces, whatever the hell you said about me behind my back.
Well, I'll bump my gums right now. Mintmobile.com/JCE. $45 upfront payment is required because we don't trust you people. New customers on the first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 GB on the unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. You can see Mint Mobile, and they will tell you what they want you to know.
That's right. Mint Mobile.